I would have expected no one else but you, Muhammad, to be the first one, because everybody else must be sleeping at this time. So now it must be 10:41 or something like that a.m. in Qatar. Thank you. Good morning to you. 9:41. Oh, is it now? 10 hours. What is it? 11, 12 hours. 10 hours. 10 hours difference. You're 10 hours ahead. Interesting. Well, I think it'll only be you and I here, because I don't think, well, in Australia, it is now 4:42 in the afternoon. They may join. It's Saturday. It's holiday. If they find me, they may join. But I don't expect that many people, really, other than places like Iran or the Gulf area countries, India possibly. Oh, I was wrong. What are you doing, Excalibur? You should be sleeping. Oh, it's early morning, is it now? And 5:42 p.m. Sid says. Oh, Sid, you're from Australia, are you? Or, yeah, are you? Chinu says, hi, Mehran. Hello, Chinu. This is the first time you're here. Your name is so unique and new to me here. You didn't expect to see me awake now, huh? Yeah, that's right. It's Saturday. You should all be sleeping. I thought I'll try to see what kind of demographic I have, probably for Australia and India and Gulf countries, Iran and places like that. It would be the right timing. But I didn't expect you guys to be awake. Aisha Hendricks. That's a interesting mixture. Very Middle Eastern, unique, famous name, first name, and Hendricks, completely a English name. It says, good morning from South Africa. Oh, South Africa. I see. Wow. So you can see that I'm now reaching places that we usually don't reach in my regular live talk times of 12:30 p.m. Vancouver time. Seldom we get one person, Sid, from South Africa. And that is also, he tells me that the timing wouldn't work. But here we are. So we have Aisha for the first time here. Aisha, our protocol here is when you're a first timer or happen to join us, we like to have 3 codes. One is M for me, male, F for female, how old you are, and where you're coming from. So South Africa, we already know where you're tuning in from, and we already know you're a lady. So that would be F, then your age, and then South Africa. If you wouldn't mind, it would be great to know our demographic and also put a little bit of information behind the questions and writings that we could see here. And Excalibur says your magical charm woke up people around the globe. Mehran. Well, if that was the case, it's a very small charm, because I expect at least this charm bring about what, 1 million subscribers. So far, we're just about 1 million. About, as I always say, about 984,000 short of 1 million. So, that charm seems like it's not working. And Jewswar New says male 45 Sydney. Ah, yes, you're the right. You and Muhammad are the right time zone. Countries that I would have expected you guys to show up because of the time zone. So let's see. We have Chino says, yes, it's first time from India here, 12 p.m. Ah, okay, Chino. Then our protocol is if you are a male or female, just put M or F and your age and then India. Just like Aisha has done. F26 South Africa. That's female, 26 years old, South Africa. Welcome, Aisha. I'm delighted to see new faces. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please do. We have, as you know, I'm supposed to introduce myself in every live talk that I have, as the Google people have told me this is how I can increase my subs. My name is Mehran. My last name is Dadbeh. I have a channel here on YouTube with over 1,400 videos. Videos that about 400 of them cover topics such as thoughts, what is thinking, consciousness, the relationship between consciousness and thinking and thoughts, and what is fear, how is it born, what is desire, how does that come about, what are the steps necessary for desire to take place, how we can stop him, how we can understand it. What about ego? What is the role of ego, desire, fear, thoughts, consciousness, pleasure, order, mechanical process, all these, what are their roles in the way we deal with our daily lives and negotiate our daily lives in this journey of life. And when we understand these principles, then we understand our own psyche, what makes us tick. And that will help us tremendously to understand why we feel the way we feel after breakup, and why our relationships were affected the way they are, why we look at them and feel about them after something happens in our relationships. And that all will help us to be able to be our own mechanic and to help ourselves to get out of this puddle of sorrow and wallow that we have parked our car and sitting and crying, and get on with our lives and find all those wonderful things that we want to accomplish, which would be bigger and better things. Now, of course, my site, mind@seekstruth.com, you can go in there and you click on talk to me for consultation, and I'm one Skype call away, and you can make an appointment and we can discuss what's concerning you on Skype, one-on-one, explore it together. And of course, on the same site, you will see the books that I've written, which they are in the forms of print and ebooks. Prints are expensive, shipping included. I will sign it and write a note for you and send it to you. But I have turned them all ebooks, so the same books of $80 or $100, they are purchasable with prices of $4, $5, or $6 or something like that in the form of ebook. Same book, same number of pages, and same contents. Now that I've plugged all that services and the books, let's get back to what we are really here to do. So, and now, if you like what you're hearing or the whole forum here, please click on like before you forget. And if you haven't joined us, if you haven't subscribed, please click on subscribe. We do need the exposure, as anyone who finds us, they claim that we have helped them tremendously and find life-changing effects and influences in their lives, but we're hardly found on YouTube. So we need more subscribers. There you go. Now you have it all. Now let's see what we have here. Excalibur says, I got notification, Mehran. Dadbeh is live. I thought YouTube is drunk. Lol, Mehran is asleep now. But boy, was I wrong. Yeah, I know. You know, look, that tells you how busy I am tonight. Actually, after about 8 months, it's been 1 week that I've started once in a while have a little meat. So today I had some grass-fed beef, which I kind of felt guilty, but I had it anyhow because I feel that I really needed to have some meat after 8 months of not having any meats, any kind of meat whatsoever. So after that, I felt a little energetic, I guess. And it's too early to sleep for me. It's only just about 10 minutes to 12 midnight. And often I have Skype consultations with people around the world who are in Hong Kong or Australia, and the time kind of keeps me up until so I can meet that appointment. So I thought maybe the best thing to do is to see if I can help anyone anywhere around the world. And I had a feeling maybe some people at this time would need to talk to me, or perhaps need to express something, get something out of their chest, and perhaps I would be of somewhat of a use to someone around the world. There we are. That's my motivation here. Now, what are you guys doing here? So let's see. Aisha says, let me see, did I say hello to everyone here? I hope I didn't miss anyone. Excalibur says, well, by miracle I slept like a normal person from 11 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah, that's good. 7 a.m. That's wonderful. Can't sleep usually, as you know. It's caused by a Korean girl winking. Okay. You're going nuts now, Excalibur. All right, let's see. Let's see. Aisha says, I found your channel last week after having broken up with my long-distance boyfriend about a month ago. I've watched a few videos and I really like how calmly you approach your topics. Well, I'm delighted to hear that, Aisha, and happy to see you here and that the videos have been helpful to you. I am confident enough now to, after a few years of receiving all your comments and all your wonderful praises and the fact that your experiences, that you will have tremendous eye-opening information on this channel, and you will change your mind and your way of thinking about what you're going through, and you will definitely be fine. I wonder if you have watched the video that I have that says, I don't know, something, I'll prove it to you. Let me see if I can actually find that for you, put the link here, because I think that's one of the things that you might really want to look into. This video has been watched more than any other video of mine so far. So there we go. There is the link for you, Aisha. I don't know if you have watched this or not, but perhaps this would give you a wonderful eye-opening information, and you take it from there. If you just go on my playlist and look on the topic or title called How to Move On, that would be something to look at. So you can search the search engine for the videos that you're looking for by just typing in a word representing how you feel. Just put a word that represents how you feel, like devastated or cheated on, or how to move on, or how to, stuff like that. It will come up. Some bunch of videos will come up. Or you can go on my playlist and look at the titles. I've got like about maybe 80, 75, 80 playlists, and you will see which one applies to you at this moment, and then go from there. Lim Mugui says, hi, I am from Singapore, male 32. My ex said if I can make her happier again like last time, then she will be back to me again. Oh, really now? So she comes to a relationship for you to make her happy. Well, that's not the right attitude. She must make herself happy about who she is and her life, accomplish what she wants to accomplish in life, and you do the same. And then you guys, once you find your happiness, know how to be happy, why you should be happy, and find that mode of living, that energy, and then you try to build something together. Otherwise, if she comes there and hoping that you will pull her out of her mood or be entertaining for her, or you go into a relationship hoping that your girlfriend would pull you out of some kind of a low mood and entertain you and make you feel happy, well, these are why relationships don't usually go that far and break down before you know why. So I suggest to you, you move on and find someone who's already happy and would like to chip in, just like you would chip in to make the other person, you know, have a better quality of life. But the happiness comes from inside, and that should be based on basics of life and not based on what entertainment you receive. Therefore, you will have a better chance to, understand each other, expect less from each other, be reasonable in your expectations, and then build a life together. Now, Muhammad says, male 29 from Arab League. Okay, Muhammad. Ahlan wa sahlan. Habibi. And he says, Mehran, you taught us how the desire starts and got augmented, bigger, which is how we become attached to our partners. Okay. Can we stimulate desire to grow towards good things? You only have desire for good things. Only sick people have desire for bad things. People who have difficulty understanding what is good, what is bad, or have difficulty understanding their responsibility to extend positive energy to others and affect others in positive ways. The community and the society they live in, they should be extending and affecting them in a positive manner. So all desires for people who are good and decent and balanced are for good things. Now, I do understand, though, there is one tangent there, that you may desire pleasure, and the desire for pleasure justifies any kind of pleasure. That is wrong, because not everything that makes you feel good, pleasure, make you feel good, not everything that makes you feel good is good for you. We talked about it before. Alcohol, drugs may make some people feel good. That's why they do it, because there's a pleasure in there somehow. But that's definitely not good for them. So what makes you feel good is not necessarily good for you. That is the difference that you should be able to understand. Therefore, a desire for such things is really abuse of yourself and your life. So let me understand the question, because I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say here. So you say, you taught us how the desire starts, yeah, and gets augmented, gets bigger, which is how we become attached to our partners. In the case of a relationship you're talking about, not general desire in general in life. All right. Can we stimulate desire to grow towards good things? Oh, this is a continuation. Like learning. Yes. Yes, you can. Building life and career. Yes, of course. Being healthy. Yes, yes, yes. Why the desire is easily stimulated with sex or women, especially for heterosexuals, but not easily for building real life and career, because sex is bringing you pleasure, but learning doesn't have that immediate sensation of pleasure. Definitely nothing physical. It's all mental. And usually mental pleasures are not felt in the same way that the physical pleasures are felt. When you go on a ride on a fun fair, when these machines, you go in them and they fly up and they turn you upside down and so on, these are all sensations that you feel, but they are based on a physical action and experience. Therefore, the sensation affects you right away. But when you read and study and learn something, it accumulates knowledge, but hardly or seldom it makes you feeling of excitement of, oh, eureka, oh, I found it, oh, I understand it. Okay, that's a certain kind of a pleasure, but not a pleasure that you could compare it to a sexual pleasure, a climax or intimacy or all that. So therefore, this is why the desire is easily stimulated with sex rather than things such as building a life and career and learning and being healthy. Unless, not unless, but the way you can stimulate that kind of a desire is by translating the outcome of the efforts you make for learning, the outcome of the efforts you would have to make for building a life or career or being healthy, to the effect and the quality of life and the benefits that it will give you and you will receive from such efforts. In other words, when you learn, when you're trying to learn, let's say your studies or whatever it is, try to translate what you learn, what it will do for your lifestyle, quality of life, finances, which brings you comfort, the things that you can buy. So convert that learning to, I don't know, maybe a travel to Hawaii, or convert it to, I don't know, the horse that you want to buy and ride, or a yacht that you want to buy and ride. For me, it would be a horse, because I just love horses and riding horses and training horses and all that. So you can translate the success, the result that such activity and efforts in learning could bring and make it attainable for you in life. Building a life or career, translate that career, what it will give you in exchange of your efforts in that career and advancements that you arrive, how good you become at that, for what you will really gain from the benefits that you receive from that job or that performance, or that the money that you receive, what you can buy, maybe a nicer house you will buy. So translate it to things that become a instrument of comfort for you, which then you can see the justification for your seriousness about such accomplishments, such as building a life, learning, career, or health. And if you're healthy, obviously you can always, that's the easiest part, because you can connect that to well-being, longevity, enjoying more of the sports and the things that you like to do, and being around with the woman that you love, or better sex, or all the things that you can do with a healthy body, much better than if you're not taking care of your body. So your body is actually very important, because you're the most important person in this world, and if you can't take care of yourself, then who can trust you that you can take care of them? So take the best care you can of the most important person in your life, which is you. That would be easy. So I hope that would be something for you to ponder. And Muhammad says, lol, I guess the meat meal gave you the power to do 2 lives. Yes, that's right. Well done. We all like you, Uncle Mehran. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Salut with chamomile tea. So Excalibur says, one of the funny and cruel things about nature, delicious food being unhealthy. Lol. Yeah, actually, there is something called eating too healthy. My naturopath once told me there is something called as eating too healthy. And sure enough, I ate very healthy during the past 8 months. I always ate healthy, but specifically it was a harsh regimen, as you all know what I did, and of course I reaped the benefits. The cholesterol is pretty much got in a very good place in the normal range, and blood pressure is much better than ever. Physical fitness, that I really worked hard on it with the regimen of nutrition that I took, also helped tremendously. But we do need to have, I would need some fat some butter, grass-fed butter, and here and there, you know, maybe a little bit meat would not be too bad, although I feel guilty about the violence of it, but what can I do? Maybe I was a little tiger on the other life. I don't know. Aisha says, thank you, Mehran. I'll definitely give it a watch. Yes, yes, I recommend that highly. You will enjoy it. I consider anyone who comes to my channel very smart, intelligent, wise. And I say that because that means because we are not easily found. And if you really persevere to find us, that means you were not satisfied with the other channels, which most of you or all of you have told me they really don't offer much. They offer in different tangents, and it's really shallow, not really necessarily going deep into getting you to become your own mechanic. So if you have found us, that means you've been looking for and you've been searching, and that you persevered until you came across, which means you were looking for something deeper, something wiser, or something more meaningful, which that makes you smart cookie. So delighted that you guys found me, and please do share the videos that you like on your social media. And of course, if you have any kind of a connection with any medium, I don't know, television, radio, newspaper, and they would like to do an interview with the work that we do here, and they want to talk to me, by all means. We had a company out of Australia a couple of years ago did a lengthy interview with me, and that went around on their system, and then some company out of India picked it up, and with the permission of the editors, they republished it. So that would help us to put us on the map. So if you guys have any kind of connection that way, by all means, please do. I'd appreciate it. And we have Lim Mugui says, thank you so much. You're quite welcome. And Lim Mugui says, male 32 from Singapore. I just don't know why she like to flirt with other guys. Oh, well, most women who are not so sure of themselves and they're looking for affirmation, they try to get that affirmation by a certain attention that others would pay onto them. And that comes from lack of confidence, because a woman who has enough confidence, she knows who she is, and she determines her worth and value, and she doesn't need affirmation because she knows who she is and what she's doing in this life and what she has accomplished, and she finds her affirmation and worth and value in her accomplishments, as everybody else, man or woman, you know, should be doing that. Any human being should find their worth and value through their own accomplishments and what kind of interaction they have with the world, how positively they affect their community and society they're living in, and you know, how they help others in their endeavors and plans that they have for their lives to meet their goals. So if you think your girlfriend is in need of other people's attention, well, that's her shortcomings. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means she really doesn't appreciate herself, and she's trying to get that appreciation through other people's opinion, which she highly seem to be valuing, while all those people who give opinion to her about her are actually looking for some affirmation through getting someone else's opinion about themselves. So that goes round and round, and it really doesn't have much of a weight. It just makes them feel good. But eventually they would have to come to their senses and understanding that the only thing that really can prove to them they're valuable is if they accomplish tasks that would help themselves, help others, and be a positive influence to the communities and societies that they live in. Babur Rustamov says, being happy by what you want to do is correct. Okay. Vijay Urunkar. These are all new names. By the way, guys, all welcome, but please do recognize that we have a protocol here. Babur, Vijay, we need to have a little 3 codes of information from you, like M for male or F for female, then your age, and then where you tuning in from, like where you're watching this, where you're coming from. And these three things at least gives us a little bit of understanding and connection to where you are, who you are, how old you are, and it helps me when I want to deliver my response to your questions, or at least to know what kind of demographics I have. So if you don't mind, please do add that information, you know, male or female, M or F, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from, and I'd appreciate it. VJ, and if you guys haven't, you know, subscribed, please click on subscribe. You're here now. It doesn't take a moment, doesn't cost you anything. Just click on subscribe and click on the bell. So every time that I have a new upload, which until last week, I've been having an upload for years, every day. But last week I got a little bit lazy and I haven't done trimming, but we have had a lot more live talks. So we have live talks almost at least 3 times a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Vancouver time, West Coast, North America. And of course, I would be more than happy to see you all here, and click on the thumbs up if you like the videos that you watch, and share them on your social media, and also join us on our live talks. So VJ says, hi sir, make a video on how to get over long distance cheating ex. Long distance cheating ex. Well, there's a long distance relationship, and any relationship is a relationship, so the way to get over it, it's usually similar, if not exactly the same. But cheating, if you just go on my search engine and write in long distance, it will bound to give you a bunch of videos. Or just write cheated or cheat or cheating. That also gives you a bunch of videos. So we already have those videos. We have almost over 1,400 videos. 1,400. 1,400. There's lots of videos. So almost anything that comes to your mind after a breakup, how you feel, devastated, what to do, how to move on, how to understand it, what does that mean, and all that, we pretty much have a video on it. As long as you can express what you're thinking in words on the search engine of the channel, you're bound to get a bunch of videos according to what you are looking for. And Chinu says, me and my ex feel extreme level of love, pleasure, and finally one fine night the relationship turned as a heartbreak for me. She's 23 years old, and she is fine and happy with her decision. And she knew how old you are. Let me remember how old you are. Chinu, did you say how old you are? 29 years old. Okay. She is 23 years old, you say. After 1 month, she's married another person. Holy macaroni, what kind of a nonsense is that? Unbelievable. I can't understand how she forgot all emotional journey in the short span of time. I accept the reality, but after breakup, she texts me very harsh manner. All right, don't worry about that. She's just trying to say, oh, I'm with somebody else, and she's trying to kind of make herself feel like, no, I've never been with you, just kind of be like, I don't know, virgin for her husband in mind or body. I don't know what she's trying to do, but obviously that is not the true feeling that she had for you. It's just trying to make it as if she doesn't know you, and then it's like some kind of a cover up, like she's not mature enough to know that it's normal to have a relationship before your marriage, and so what's a big deal? But she's trying to kind of you know, some cultures do this sort of nonsense, like, oh, I don't know, yeah, they were in love with the guy, but suddenly now they married somebody else, or they made their parents made arranged marriage, or somehow they're marrying somebody else, and then suddenly they don't even want to know you, or they don't even acknowledge that they ever knew you or slept with you, or they were your girlfriend or anything, just so that they would have this image that the society expect them to have, or the image that they want to have to see. no, I have been waiting for this husband all my life and never been with anybody. It's just in denial. Don't worry about it. It's not a reflection on you. She can do whatever she wants to do. A girl who actually breaks up and in a month marries somebody else, that's nobody that you should even think about or wonder. You should just move on and be happy that you found out this kind of a behavior before you got really more serious and actually invested more time and energy in it. So, and he continues this, and she texts me very harsh manner, texts me like, one, who are you? You own to me. Two, I'm comfortable without you. Three, I don't have feeling for you. Four, I don't want my past at all. I'm happy with my husband. Delete all my pictures, all that. Yeah. Exactly what I said. Yeah, she's just trying to make herself look like she's a virgin, like as if it's important to be a virgin. Somehow like, oh, I never knew you, and I'm just for my husband. That's how she's trying to. It's sad. It's sad that she's so weak and doesn't respect her own. She can have no feelings for you right now. That's understandable. She's married and she loves her husband. Let's say, however that happens in 1 month, I don't know, but let's say it's true. But regardless, it is normal that she would not have any feelings for her ex. Nobody would when they get married and they're in love with somebody else. That's fine. But trying to be so harsh, you just have to look at her with pity and say she's in denial. She actually doesn't understand that it's okay for her not to like me or love me right now, but trying to be rude or disrespectful about it, it's her shortcomings, her weakness, not yours. So obviously it is normal and natural for someone who's no longer with her ex or his ex would not have a feeling for the ex anymore, and now they're with somebody else, whether married or just in a relationship. They naturally would not have any such feelings as they once did with the ex. That's okay, and that's understandable, and that's normal. But trying to play it and become harsh and become unfriendly, or rather, they don't have to be friendly, but trying to express these sort of denial and I want to delete my past and all that. Well, if that's part of your life. Now, you don't want to be with me, that's fine. But trying to say you want to deny your past, well, it's like denying yourself. Well, if you think you made a mistake, well, you say, okay, I made a mistake. That's fine. That's acceptable too. Everybody makes a mistake. Unless you find the right person that you're going to be with in a very serious commitment relationship, well, all other ones have been a mistake, right? Hasn't it? Because if it was the right ones, you would have stayed with them. Obviously, the fact that you're not with them, that means they were all mistakes, because then you were led to this new relationship. That's all fine. But talking about it in such a way and trying to kind of put up certain kind of image as if she never knew you, it's kind of a reflection on her, not on you. Now, Limugui says, thank you. You're quite welcome, dear. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to click on the like on the videos that you watch on this channel and the live talks. I would appreciate it highly. Vijay says, male 32, India. All right, it's getting warm. Interestingly enough, tonight is not as cold as it was last night and nights before. It looks like finally we are approaching or feeling March. This year, March turned out to suddenly turn cold, colder than February, which is supposed to be end of the winter here. VJ Male 32 India, thank you. Excalibur says, I see many people, mainly guys, on the stream who are amazed by how fast the girl moves on. Well, she has a natural advantage and disadvantage. Naturally, she moves on quicker because she has a limited... Okay, well, I guess I'll leave it for others to read it because you've written it there and everybody can read rather than me echoing it, so I can get on with the questions. And yes, Excalibur. Chinu says, these words are very hurting me. I can forget the way of she behaving. Initially, I cried for her, and after a few months, I accepted her decision. Why she behaves like that? I respect a lot, and I have a loyalty. No, don't be loyal to her anymore. Not at all. Zero, zilch. What's there to be loyal to? She was your girlfriend. You were a good boyfriend. She switched in a month for whatever reason. I don't know. The guy has money, or parents made arrangements, or whatever the hell the reason is. Who cares? She's no longer deserving your loyalty. Loyalty for what? You just forget about her, move on. It was an experience, and it was good while it lasted. And now, understand, if she can do it, you can do it. It doesn't make sense that, oh, she can do it and move on and marry somebody else easily, and then don't even want to acknowledge that she ever knew you. Okay, fine, no problems. But what about you? You have the same power. Why do you want to be loyal to someone who doesn't want to even remember that, and that's fine, that's her right. And that's the right thing to do. She's married, she doesn't want to remember or be in touch with any ex. That's fine. But why do you think you should be loyal to her or that memory? You should also move on. Say, okay, it was a good memory, okay, good girlfriend, but that's funny the way she turned out to break up with me and in a month marry somebody else. That's weird. That's really weird. In fact, this action by itself proves to you that she was never qualified to be someone special to you, and you're lucky that you found this out. Now, where are you? You said where are you? Are you in Korea? Did I hear that? I'm not sure where you. 29-year-old from. This is why I would appreciate every time that you guys write a comment or return a comment, follow up. Just tell me where you guys tuning in from. I don't know, Chinu, where you coming from? I thought it was Korea. Am I wrong? Maybe you want to write it down so I can see where you're coming from. Chinu? What's the country where you come from? All right. Anyhow, I don't remember what I was going to say. I just think that you should consider the fact that she just proved with her actions that she's not loyal at all, and she's gone easily to somebody else. Therefore, you can easily focus on so many wonderful girls out there and find someone suitable and enjoy getting to know them and be a good boyfriend for them. Excalibur says, time and the window of opportunity to, okay, you're talking, continuing that train of thought. Okay, great. Lim Mu Gui says, male 32 Singapore, when I see my ex or think of her, I feel I couldn't really breathe, and she keeps showing up at places that I will be with our group of friends, and she tries to talk to me. I want to forget about her. Well, listen, I teach you how to breathe when you see her. As soon as you see her, remember the fact that she's no longer qualified, and doesn't matter how pretty she looks, you expect a lot more than what she could offer. That's what you should think. And then simply breathe in and breathe out. It's automatic. Nothing to do. All you have to do, in case you decide you thought you don't know how to breathe, well, then try this. 2 fingers, close those, and mouth. Within 2 seconds, you're convinced that you should breathe. So not breathing is not a good thing. I don't care what the reason is. You will breathe, and don't worry about it. She's not that important. Why do you think she's that important? What has she done in this life that she commands that kind of a respect or attention? What has she accomplished? Has she been helping all the old people, young people, children, feed them, help them, shelter them, give them medicine if they're sick, take care of them? What has she done to the world? What has she invented that has made the world a better place? What? Nothing. So the reason that she's so important to you is because you're a heterosexual male and your genes are programmed to like, love, adore women. So it is just because you like a woman, it doesn't mean that that woman is also qualified as a person to be your partner. That's your programming. She had nothing to do with it that you like her. Now you got to know her and you found some things in common and you seem to be more and more infatuated by her because naturally in your genes you're programmed for procreation and to pursue female. That's your genes. It's not her doing. You can like any wonderful, beautiful woman who are kind to you or smile to you. It's very easy to fall in love with a woman. But you got to ask for more. You got to see if that woman that you're naturally programmed to love and fall in love with her is actually qualified as a person. What does that mean? That means find out who she is, not how she is. How she is, female, her body, her look, the energy that she has, you're already programmed to like that. But who she is what you build a relationship with. And who she is inside her consciousness. What is her fears, desires, ego? Where is her thoughts? How is her consciousness put together? What is her religion, nationality, dogmas, and the conditionings that she has received through the society and people who have helped to raise her? The books she has read, the things that she has been exposed to. All these makes her who she is. And if that who she is, which is in her consciousness, her psyche, if that is compatible with yours, there are going to be bound, there are going to be divisions and conflicts and differences between the two consciousnesses. But if you find enough things in common between your consciousness and her consciousness, then you can say if she's qualified. So until you get to know her and her consciousness, how her conditioning is, you can't say that, oh, she's the right girl for me. She's a female, and you're programmed to like and love and pursue female. That part is not her doing. Now, who she is her consciousness. That's the part that will tell you if she's qualified or not. On that basis, you qualify her, not on the basis of what you're programmed to pursue. Because then, of course, there are millions and millions out there that you have choices. So, on that note, you can be sure that her speciality is really nothing, is not really a speciality, because that beauty, that figure, and that whatever it is, the fact that she's a female, it's out there. She has lots of competition, and you have lots of other opportunities, and so many other women out there that you can get to know and see, and you will find that they're far superior in wisdom, experience, care, and mentality, and morality, and character, way over her. So give yourself a chance, and don't be so impressed by her. That's not her that is impressing you. That's your desire for pleasure, that you're programmed to actually be impressed by a female. That's all. If you understand that, then you will understand that your excitement about her is not because she's all that. It's because you have desire. You're a heterosexual male, and you're capable of loving and paying attention and wanting a woman. So now try to see who she is. And obviously you already know she's not behaving well or paying enough attention, reciprocating your feelings, which means she's not qualified. Now, move on and live your life. Life is short. Don't waste on all these nonsense. I see her, I can't breathe. Well, what do you want? You want to drop dead? Breathe with vigor and strength, and be happy, and go and focus your attention and your kindness, your good feelings toward another woman who reciprocates and respects and appreciates your feelings. All right. Excalibur said, I had a teacher years ago who lived in Vancouver. We chatted about it, and we speak highly of Marine Drive and how luxurious it is, lol. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Marine Drives, that's where I live. It's in West Vancouver. There are different Marine Drives, of course. This part is in West Vancouver. K Tigers or Tigers says, as you give this example, same happened with me. Tiger, do me a favor and write down, if you're a male, female, M or F, how old you are and where you're tuning in from. Please. And if you haven't liked the live talk, please like it. Click on like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It takes only a second and we sure need the numbers. Chinu says, but she not even consider my feelings and why she behaves this stupid way. Who cares? Who cares? You're not responsible for how she thinks or what she does or doesn't. Move on. Just move on. You know? She's now with somebody else. She therefore automatically is disqualified for your attention. Move on. Don't sell yourself short. Accomplish yourself. Attend to your life. Build your life. The woman that you're actually going to end up with is waiting for you out there somewhere. Before you meet her, and you will meet her when the time comes, and she will present herself. And you will present yourself to her. But before that, be busy. Be busy, build your life. So when that day comes, you're prepared, you're ready. You have things to offer. And you've accomplished yourself more. You feel good from your accomplishments. You feel confident, and that confidence attracts the women, and out of those women you will find out which one is qualified for you, and you will find each other qualified, and then from then on I'll leave it up to you. You guys will build something wonderful. So life is far bigger than one woman or one relationship. So open your eyes. Life is short. Don't waste it. Move on. If he or she did not reciprocate and was not loyal and was not qualified, and obviously if you guys broke up, that means he's not qualified, then you move on. Move on. There's so many wonderful women out there, wonderful people out there. So K Tiger says, no, I'm from India. Okay. And how old are you, Tiger? Tiger, you're writing a book here. 30 years male, old India. It's a book, isn't it? Tiger says her parents don't want her to marry me. All right, too bad for them. Now she don't talk with me. All right then, if that's the case, you should move on. Don't. Why would you want someone who doesn't even talk to you? Why would you want someone who her parents don't want her to be your wife or marry you? And why would you want to talk to someone who actually says, yeah, I don't want to talk to you? Okay, move on, bye-bye. What are you, a garbage in the street? Why do you sell yourself so short? Have respect for yourself. Go build your life, accomplish yourself, and find a woman who loves to be with you, wants to know you, and the parents are really happy to have you as their son-in-law. And don't disrespect yourself, and don't think she's all that. What has she done? I just talked about it. What has she done? Nothing special. You just happen to have made her so important. Why? Because of course you're a guy and you're a heterosexual guy, you like women, and then you're just, you know, excited about her. And that's because you have the ability to be excited about a woman, and that is you who's making her important. Otherwise, there's so many other wonderful women out there, one better than the other. Go discover it. Life is not built on one relationship, or cannot be summed up in one woman or one relationship. As long as she's reciprocating your feelings, she's qualified. The moment she doesn't, or you guys don't for each other, then you're no longer qualified, and you should stop thinking about her. Move on. Focus on wonderful, beautiful women out there. You're in India. So many beautiful women out there. For heaven's sake, you're what? 1.2 billion? Out of that 1.2 billion, there's 600 million of them women. And you're telling me there's only this one? Only this one. What? What has she done? She makes curry with gold? Or she has her hair made out of the stars and moon? What? She's just a human being, and her consciousness represents her, and obviously that consciousness of her, conditioning the contents of it, which makes her, has decided that she wants to go a different direction and choose somebody else, and that's her right. So you respect that. Wish her well, but respect yourself as well, because you also have the right to find someone who is going to reciprocate your feeling, want to be with you, and appreciate and respects you. So, no hard feelings. Move on. There's 600 other million girls that you can actually find interesting and things in common. Have respect for yourself. And Tagir says, I did everything to convince her. You shouldn't have. I mean, well, yeah, you did. Okay, that's the end of it. And so sad to say I beg to her. Yeah, you shouldn't have ever begged. What? Beg for what? What are you begging for? What does she do? What magic does she have? Nothing. You're just horny. That's all. Maybe you had a long relationship with her and you have some memories with her. Okay. But if you put that aside, you really want her for what? She doesn't have any magical powers. You have the magical power that you can actually love, this woman who hasn't done anything. She just showed up. So why don't you extend this magical power on other qualified women out there, and you will see what life has to offer. Don't sum up life just in one woman or this woman. There's so many wonderful. Don't diminish women to just one type. There's so many qualified women out in the world, and she is so weak. Okay, forget it. Forget all that. The rest of it is nonsense. Don't worry about it. Just focus on what I said. 8 years, 2 years, I don't care. We're from 8 years with each other. Yeah, okay. So after 8 years, she still does that. What makes her qualified in your mind? Nothing. After 8 years of being together, she behaves like this. That means you're lucky to find out now, not after marriage. Move on. Move on. Nothing is gone. You just gained your life back. Now go find someone decent, someone more qualified. She seems like don't care for me, but I still care for her somewhere in my mind. No, you shouldn't care for her. I mean, you care for her because she used to be your ex, but your girlfriend, but nothing more than that. Just a memory. Wish her well, that's all. And he says, I don't think she come back. Don't wait for her. When somebody leaves you, somebody was with you, see how wonderful you are, and you've been a good man, and somebody leaves you, then usually she should have no chance to come back. Bye-bye. Unless it's some special circumstance. Because that means she's not stable and she can't think right. She can't make a decision. So that's not a partner that you can actually build something on. Make promises, because promises mean something. You can't just, dish it out and then say, oh, well, I changed my mind today. Well, you can change your mind 10 million times during the lifetime, unless you decide to stick with something that you promised and it means something to you. After 8 years, she doesn't have that kind of a loyalty or that kind of a feeling towards you, then you should not even want her, let alone miss her. And she's under the pressure and influence of her parents, or whatever you want to call it. She's also in agreement to it. She thinks more about society more than me or our love. Well, which means she's not qualified. Wish her well, respect her wishes, and let her be happy in the way she wants to be happy, but respect yourself and wish yourself well and take action to bring a good life for yourself as well. So let's move on to Muhammad. Muhammad, male 29 from the Arab land. Mehran, you mentioned many times the universal energy in your talk. Can you kindly brief how it affects us in life and our desire and goals? Can we communicate with the universe? This is a big question and has a long, elaborate answer. And I have described it in other videos. So, okay. Can you briefly describe how it affects us in life? All right. The life as we know it is made out of mind and body. And unless mind and body are coordinated, we don't manifest our total powers. Just like we go to the gym and strengthen the body through exercises, get bigger muscles, stronger muscles, there are ways that we can actually understand how to strengthen and exercise our mind. The physical appearance of ours is actually peripherals that helps to take the mind along in physical locations so it can get experiences that on its own cannot. In one of my books, My Psyche and I've explained in the portion about sex that the question was, I think I've explained that book, that what is sex good for, or is sex important, or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But through our physical experiences, we actually get information and knowledge and help our mind to learn about certain sensations and experiences that it could not have done it without physical peripherals. So mind has its own place and body has its own place. Part of mind's speciality is to resonate on a frequency to accept and absorb universal energy. You see, our relationship with universal energy is in such a way that I can explain to you in this way. When you get up in the morning, you're vigorous and full of energy. And you use that energy to go out, do your stuff. I don't know, study, play sports, work, go from here to there. And the funny thing is that even if you don't do a darn thing and sit on the couch and watch TV all day long, at the end of the day, you're exhausted. Just like if you've gone out and did some sport or worked, of course to a different level, but just like as if you have gone out and used up your energy doing something and you come home and you kind of feel a bit exhausted, even if you don't do anything and sit on the couch all day and watch TV, at the end of the day, you will still feel a bit exhausted. Why? Because there is something called energy that facilitates your livelihood during the day. You're using up something to facilitate your livelihood. That something that you're using up, we call it ki, energy. Japanese call it ki, Ki. Now, if you notice, at the end of the night, you're kind of exhausted, so you feel like sleeping. And when you sleep and you get up, something happens from when you close your eyes to when you open your eyes in that sleep. Have you ever thought what happens? The mind enters into a frequency that accepts and understands, harmonizes itself with the frequency of the energy, ki, flowing throughout the universe, from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe. It absorbs in sleep that energy through synchronization of its frequency. And it charges up. That's why the same body that was kind of tired because of sports or whatever you did during the day, you get up and wake up, it's all brand new, refreshed. What happened? You gained energy. How? The mind enters into a certain frequency that accepted all this energy floating in the universe. And that's the energy that keeps us alive. Look, our relationship between our energy or between us and the universe is like if you stand in front of the ocean and scoop down and pick up a bit of water in your hand. And you say, my water. Well, in your eyes, it's your water, it's in your hand. But in the eyes of the great universe, great ocean, it's part of the great ocean's water in your hand. You say my water, but it's really part of the great ocean's water in your hand. It belongs to the great ocean. That's the relationship with it. Now, same thing with us. We have encased some life, some energy in ourselves, and we say, my life. In my eyes, it's my life. But in the eyes of the great universe, is part of the universal life in me. So I'm actually connected. That what I call my life is actually part of the universal life that happens to be in me. Like the water that was in my hand. Now, check this out. If I keep this water out of the ocean long enough, a bunch of things will happen to it. Evaporates, this and that. So, but one of the things that happen, let's say it's fresh water, not salty water. It spoils. It gets spoiled. Even if it's salty water, it doesn't have conflux and gets spoiled and stinky. And if you want to keep it fresh, you got to let it back into the ocean so it can have conflux with the great ocean's water. Interchange, exchange, movement. Same thing with us. If we don't learn how to have exchange, interchange, and conflux with the energy that we have encased in our body, and we say, my life, but we know it's part of the great universal life. If we don't know how to have this energy here, to have conflux with the great universal energy, we too will end up having cooped up energy here, which would be susceptible to diseases and becomes weak, and we catch flu or cold easily, and we become weak. In order for us to be fresh as well, we need to have conflux and interchange with the energy of the universe. And for that, we need to learn how to meditate. Because when we meditate, we encourage the flow of ki energy that naturally flows from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, and on its way passes through us. We now encourage that accumulation and that conflux. Fill us up. Even though we haven't slept yet, through meditation, we can still feel refreshed. Because meditating is similar to sleeping. When you sleep, mind enters into a frequency that can absorb and accept those energies floating in the universe. And when you meditate, you're also doing the same thing. Only without really have to sleep, and it would be a short time of a burst of energy to make you feel good, whether it is exam you want to have, or whether sport activities, or whether you just want to be sharper. You can do that. It's like a hack. So that's your relationship between the energy of the universe. Now, and it is very important for you to encourage this conflux, because it is like if you do a cooking in the kitchen, and the smoke and the cooking and the oxygen is depleted, more smoke is out there, and the smell of it and all that. Now, what do you do after that? The air is not fresh. So you open the window and let it have conflux, and the smoke goes out and fresh comes in. Same thing, when you meditate, you actually are getting rid of the old energy and bringing new fresh energy with your meditation. So it's important to have meditation every day. It's like enhancing your sleeping, and it rejuvenates because it brings more fresh energy in and kind of cleans, and brings more health to you. So if you recognize that you're part of the universe, therefore it makes sense to have connection, interchange, conflux with the source that you come from, rather than thinking that I'm independent, I am different from the nature, I am me and nature is nature. But your whole living is based on what the nature is doing, what kind of quality of air it is, what kind of a sunshine or darkness, or and the thing that is not visible is the energy that you think, because you don't know, you can't see it. It's not like air to feel it, and it's not like the wind or the sunshine. Therefore, you think what? There is something called energy on top of everything else that you get from the nature, and you're exchanging with it and benefiting from the nature. And that energy, there is a way to learn how to bring more of it in you for all kinds of reasons. Sports performances, focus ability to learn your studies better, and for accomplishing your task, be more tolerant, and all the other things that it can do for you, even to become stronger. And there are exercises that, of course, you all know that I have used those exercises to deliver the importance and the power of mind, which you know, you can find it on my channel. Let's see if I can find that. In the 1 hour seminar that I had in the local university, there was one part of it that I tried to demonstrate the power of mind, and I have cut that down to 1 minute or maybe 2 minutes. I'm going to click that short trimmed version of it for you guys to check it out later, to show you what I mean, that there's something that you're not aware of it, but it's there and you're using it all the time, and that's called power of mind. All right, perhaps this would be something very quick for you guys to watch. It's only 59 seconds, but it tells you what I want you to kind of enhance what I just talked here. And this topic, Muhammad, is a long topic. I can go on for another hour or 2 or 3, so I think I stop here. And you asked how it affects us in life and our desire and goals. Well, you know, that's a powerful thing that you can use in order to achieve your desires, your goals. And if you really understand how it's done, which hopefully eventually someday when I get my act together, I can have a meditation, a live meditation that we can all meditate together, and it will be guided meditation that will help you to learn it and go through that journey with me and feel so refreshed and good about it. There are different kind of meditation that we can do, and that would be another thing that we can add to our agenda. Hopefully by that time we'll have a lot more subscribers and the channel becomes a little bit more viable because of that, so I can dedicate more time to it. So let's see what happens. And you say, can we communicate with the universe? Yes, you can. And that is part of the communication. And you understand your connection with the universe through that feeling and that energy level you get. If you watch that 59 seconds that I just put up, everybody can just simply go for 59 seconds and watch that right now and then come back. And you will see what happens when you understand the way of conflux with the energy of the universe. And that's a form of communication. There's a lot more there when you become one with the source, and that means you're actually communicating with it in a form of being connecting to it, and there's tremendous power in that connection, which of course we can elaborate on that communication later, and so on and so forth. Now, Excalibur says here, how kind of Mehran, instead of sleeping in such a beautiful weather and enjoying a good night, he's here dealing with all kinds of bullshit. No, lol, and making sure everybody understands who gives a shit. Yes, that's right, Excalibur. I don't know. I hope you guys give a shit. That's for sure. I know you do. And Muhammad said, that's why I like this gentleman. Well, thank you, Muhammad. Appreciate that. And Tiger says, yes, now I'm focusing on myself. Good for you, Tiger. Muhammad says, he deserves all the good things in this life. Well, my pleasure, and thank you very much for the kind-hearted wishes. I certainly appreciate it. Omega Boy, your first time here, are you? Remember, we have a protocol. let us know if you're male or female, M or F, how old you are, and where you tuning in from. Says how to remove bad memories. Well, I have a video on how to delete memories, which I'm sure that you can simply how the heck this happened here? Oh, I see, that's what happened. All right, so let me just go here. And what was it that you asked? I forgot. You said something about what was it that you wanted? Let me read that. I forgot. Oh, how to delete your memory. All right, so okay, how to delete your memory. Well, this is a very interesting video which has had lots of viewers, and perhaps you will enjoy watching it and understand its intentions and direction, and perhaps it will be helpful to you. It's kind of sluggish, the computer. I guess I've got lots of things on it. All right, there it is. And this is for you, Omega Boy, but I will not click on it until I see I see you letting us know where you tuning in from, how old you are, if you're a boy or girl, or whatever your gender is. So that would be the price of this video. Now, in the meantime, let's go back to Excalibur says, Mehran, did you hear about the Ethiopian Boeing 37 MAX? Yes. Crash lately, absolutely horrible and preventable crash. Would that personally stop you from flying anytime soon? Definitely stops me from flying 737 MAX 8 or MAX 9, which of course, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Canada also made that flight illegal over the Canadian airspace, and many other countries before Canada prohibited that flight. And finally, United States also, was it yesterday, they did the same. They were the last ones who do it, dragging their feet instead of doing it right away. And I would have liked to see Canada to stop that flight much sooner than when they did. But anyhow, it's done, and yeah, I won't fly with that aircraft, but no, I fly with other aircrafts. In fact, my son just a day before, or just the same day, a couple of days after these crashes happened, he was outbound to travel, and of course we made sure that his aircraft is not 737 MAX, but it was an Airbus, and I'm delighted that we paid attention to that. And of course, by the time he got to the airport, all flights of involving 737 MAX 8 or 9 in Canadian airports were all cancelled, and none of them were flying, so they were all grounded. So basically, it was recognized what it was, and that aircraft needs to be fixed. In fact, I will probably never fly that aircraft. I don't care if it's fixed or not. I make sure it's not 737 MAX 8 or 9. Okay. Apparently they say that this needed to be fixed. The computer program needed to be fixed. Oops, somebody's smoking here somewhere. And they said that it needed to be fixed, but because the United States government was shut down over the, I don't know, holidays or was it Christmas or when it was, they didn't fix it. So that's a pity. So now, Vincent Claessens. Let's see if, well, Omega Boy didn't respond to my request, so obviously then he's not interested to get answer for his question. Therefore, we just keep it here, that link. Vincent says, hi Mehran, male 24 Holland. Hello Vincent. I totally fell apart after breakup. Especially my... I apologize guys. I hate it when the smell of smoke comes, and I guess somebody was smoking somewhere out there, I don't know, in the wherever, and it came through my... So just give me a moment to turn this special purifier of mine on. My remote control had fallen down, so there we go. All right. There we go. And Vincent says, especially my self-worth, which has always been low due to narcissistic abuse in childhood. How to regain faith in myself and the future? The faith in yourself has never gone anywhere. The faith in yourself is there. You're just not focusing on it. You're just not realizing it. That's all. The faith hasn't gone anywhere. You are that capable person that you've always been or meant to be, but you were always distracted and be under the influence or control of some narcissistic behavior of whatever, parents or whoever it was, teachers, whatever. But now that it's not there, all you have to recognize is that there are no obstacles in front of you to unleash your capabilities and understanding and love for yourself. There is none. You're adult. Nobody can do anything to you. And you can be as strong as you want. You don't have to look for faith in yourself. Faith in yourself is there because you're there. And everybody who is alive understand that the most important person in their life is themselves. And if you can't have faith in yourself, which is an automatic, who can you have faith in? Because you're aware of the truth of you. You're aware of you. You're the most credible person in this world. You're the only person in this world that can be sure is not lying to you, is not tricking you, is not cheating you. You can trust it. Therefore, you can have faith in it because you know this person more than anything else in this world. For that knowledge, it is very easy to have faith in yourself, to trust yourself, because you're damn sure that you will never lie to yourself. You will never abuse you. You will never manipulate you. And you will never, ever cheat you, trick you, be dishonest to yourself. All the ingredients of having faith and trust in yourself, that you can do anything you put your mind to it, is there. Because you can always be truthful and honest to yourself. So you don't have to look anywhere. The faith is there. Just recognize. It's an automatic, it's a given. It's a natural, most natural thing to do is to have faith in yourself, because you are the most decent and honest person to yourself, more than anything and anybody else. You will never lie to yourself. You will never cheat you. You will never betray yourself. So, I hope you understand. It's the easiest thing in the world that you can do. Why is this not turning? There we go. All right. Jules Wu says, male 45 Sydney. Thank you for doing that every time. I appreciate it. Every time that there is a follow-up or new question, I would appreciate it if there would be that protocol observed, and that information, that little information about male, female, or how old you are and so on would be observed. So he says, I'm locked in a nasty legal battle with ex-wife. So can't move on and hard to have no empathy. How do I psych myself to be tough or no empathy in the battle? You don't have to focus on having empathy or not having empathy. Just focus on what's fair. Turn the battle into a win-win situation for both of you. You were married for a number of years. Obviously, at one time, she was a good woman for you. You guys hit it off, were compatible. And I'm sure she realizes that you were a good man, and you guys were just simply a good couple for a while. And you both have certain rights after so many years being together. So just be fair. Discuss it with her. Says, you know, what's fair? Instead of fighting, consider what's fair, accept the fair. That's not losing, or it's not giving in. It's just you feel that's fair, and according to the legality of your neck of the wood, you make it happen and cut the headache and the drama. Get over with it, done with it. Don't give more or less, just fair. And then you're back on your feet, on your life. Recognize she has a part in that life, and she has to live. If she hasn't worked all her life and you've been providing, if that's the case, I don't know if that's the case, I'm just spitballing here, then how is she going to live if you don't be fair with her? So be a man. You take care of her, you took care of her, you continue taking care of her, do what is right, what is fair, and you will always forever feel good about yourself, that you were a stronger person. You gave her what she deserved, not more, not less, and you were fair, and you will feel good about yourself. That's all there is to it. It doesn't need to be any nasty legal battle. If she wants to make it nasty, then you'll resist and you make it fair, using your lawyers and all that. Otherwise, you don't have to turn yourself into who she is. Negative brings more negative. Just do what's fair. And I'm sure the court system there is looking for fairness as well. And they'll see it, and then they'll just go with what's acceptable to you, which would be fair to both of you. And that's your approach should be, rather than a fight for something that you actually in your heart might believe that, okay, she's entitled to it. Okay, she's my wife, and so, okay, I want her to have a good life. Yeah, okay, she's not the same person anymore. She's da-da-da-da, all that. That's why you guys are divorcing. That's one thing. But what's her share and what she deserves is, you got to make that happen without having to have a battle for it, and make it easy for her. Be a man. And I know you are, so make it easy for both of you. Otherwise, there are legalities. You have a lawyer and they'll take care of it, but you know, don't fret the smallest stuff. Just focus on fair. What's fair? If it's fair, give it. If it's not fair, okay, fight it. But if it's fair, come up with fair steps forward. She may also see it and talk to her, says, listen, you know, I want to be fair to you, and let's resolve this. It's easy. There's no win or lose here. There's some things that I think you're entitled to, and this is what I think, and according to what the law says, your lawyers figure it out. Get it over with. Move on. Move on. Chelsea Sayer says, have you tried psychedelics in therapy or in your personal life? Never. Psychedelics, you mean pills or drugs and things like that? Never. Never, ever, 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 never. I'm totally against the damn things. Chelsea. Now, what happened, Chelsea? You're first time here. You're not first time. You've been here before, I believe. That name is familiar to me. So what happened to the protocol? You know, F for female, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from. And if I'm mistaken, it's the first time you're here, then if you will, please, welcome here. I appreciate you being here, but we would love to have a little bit of information, like female, such and such age, and this is where you're tuning in from. Gives us a little bit of information about you. Chinu says, Mehran, ABSO. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's the rest of absorbed. Observed. What I absorbed? What does, there is no such word, is there? In breakups, most of the time. Oh, I'm absorbed in breakups most of the time. Only meaning only begged, cried, fight for her, take me back, like this way. Do not even think self-respect and simply surrender ego in front of a girl. Don't do that. Don't. You will hate yourself. Don't do that. This is the crunch time. This is the time you can show what you're made out of. Stop crying. There's nothing special about the girl who doesn't want you. The girl who's special is the girl who wants you. The girl who doesn't want you, there's nothing special. What's there special about someone who doesn't want me? What do I care about them? Why would I want someone who doesn't want me? You have to understand that. Respect yourself. Move on. Chinu, you're a man. Some things happens in our life. Somebody doesn't like us. Somebody doesn't want us anymore. Okay. So many other women out there. And what happened? You were going to tell me where you're from. You never did. Is it Korea? Am I right? Am I wrong? All right. Mr. Consistency says, hey, you're back. There you go. Rex. Wow, look. This is middle of the night here, and there's 15 people here. And our questions don't end, means it could be one of the new preferred time zones, time slots that we could have discussions. Rex, male 18, North Carolina. Thank you, Rex. I wonder if you've been here before. Obviously you have, because you know the protocol. But if you guys haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Anybody here who hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't liked the live talk, please click on like. And if you don't like it, don't do anything. Don't click on not like. Just go away. Rex says, male 18, North Carolina. What are some good pieces of advice you can give in general for someone who's just starting to get out in the world? Maybe stuff that might be good to keep in mind advice wise. First of all, number one is finish your schooling. And if you can't go to college, do go to college. If you start a career, understand what career means to your life. Don't just do the job and say, okay, I gotta go to work, and okay, I made some money, okay, I finished work, now let's go party, or let's go this. No, you're going to the job for some reason. What is that reason? Translate your job to the lifestyle and the quality of your life. So that job gives you advancement, gives you satisfaction, you accomplish certain things, you gain confidence through that accomplishments and advancements, and you make money, and that money is translated into certain comforts that you need for your life, maybe a better partner or a house or car or food or travel, whatever, or learning possibilities and opportunities. So translate your efforts for your work, or translate your efforts for studying, that what does that studying will end up translating it, and its effect on your life will be, and what your works, the effort you put into your work and your job, what the effect of it, of the outcome of it would be on your life. Okay, you make money, you buy comfort, lifestyle, and so on and so forth. So when you do that, you will be motivated on doing what you started to do. The studying means something more than just learning that thing. It also has a personality, that what it's going to do, a benefit of it is felt. The job is not going to be just a job, it's also going to be, you're going to do it for a reason. The reason would be your personal gain and your personal advancement and a better lifestyle and so on and so forth. So your motivation level will go up. And be honest. Be honest with yourself more than anything else. Stay away from drugs and pleasures that are not, that even though they may make you feel good, but they're not necessarily good for you. So drinking alcohol and drugs and all that may make you feel good, but they're definitely not good for you. And they're going to take you away from the path of the journey you're embarking on, to some oasis, some wonderful thing. They will take you off that path, and they won't allow you to get to your destination, which is a lifestyle, comfortable, respectable lifestyle. They'll hijack you. Alcohol and drugs will hijack your lifestyle, hijack the quality of your life. So stay away from all those things. Have a goal, persevere, stay on the path to your goal, make efforts, and don't live in your memories so much. Focus on the now, the actuality of life. Focus and be one with the efforts that you're making. Because whenever you're making an effort, you are with the actuality of life. You're with the now. You're with the happening of things at the time that you're doing them. The efforts are with the happening of things. That's why you want to make efforts in life. Now, whether it's the effort for fitness, whether the efforts for learning, whether the efforts for doing your job, just always be with the present moment. And therefore, your life would be living, not in your memory, which would be then, that living would be in the death of the past, because memory is the past, and everything in your memory is the past, and the past is no longer in existence, is dead. Therefore, your living would be in your memory, which would be death of the past. So move on and stay with the now, and live your life according to your efforts, and have a goal, and stay away from pleasures that are not good for you. Live healthy, take care of your health. These are basic things that I'm sure you understand they are going to help you in achieving what you want to achieve in this world. Good for now. We'll talk about it in a few years, if I'm still alive. I hope I will be, at least for, what, another 100 years? That would be everyone's wish, yeah. Everybody wishes to live long. So Just Woo says, everyone, we need more likes. That's right, we need more likes, please. I don't know how many likes we have because I can't see it here. Chinu11 says, but popular times girls are not considered and most of the girls move on easy. Is there any special psychological reason behind boy and girl mind? I don't quite understand the question, but I think if you want to say why girls have an easier time to move on after breakup, is because girls are always having other guys pursuing them, and it is easier for girls to move on because they have more people paying attention to them. Guys, though, they have to kind of again find someone who would like their substance. But we boys, we look at a woman and she's the right age for us, you know, all of you are over 21, 22, so you see a woman according to your age, and she's beautiful, and you're heterosexual male, you like women, you're attracted to a female, then you suddenly think you love her, but it is just the way your program is in your genes, but you don't know who she is to actually love her. So it is not love, it's lust. But once you get to know her consciousness and spend time with her and then exchange energy and to get to know each other more, then you know about her consciousness, about her psyche, and about her, who she is, how she is. Then you can decide if you love her. Maybe you will. That's what happens for us. We quickly see a beautiful woman and we think that's love, but that's lust. And she had nothing to do with it. So you still don't know if she's qualified or not. But once you got to get to know her, then you will see if she qualifies to be your girlfriend or not, if she meets your standards. You should expect more from a girl than just being good looking. You can't build a relationship with the look of the girl. You build a relationship with the consciousness of the girl, who she is, her persona, her center. And for that, you gotta interact with her in real life, and then get to know about her, who she is in her psyche. And then you can see if she's qualified or not. So that's why girls always have so many other guys around them, and therefore it's easier for them to kind of be distracted and move on from a breakup. But for guys, it's different. Now, if you select better by not just loving someone who is pretty, but also first waiting to get to know her and see if she qualifies to be your girlfriend, then you will have a better chance to make something out of the relationship, rather than, oh, you fell for someone who was pretty but you didn't know about her, but then later on you found out you guys don't have much in common and can't stand each other, have so many conflicts and divisions because of differences, but you never were aware of all these differences, or you didn't care to find out. So now let's go to Joachim CS. Says, I just broke up. Joachim, we have a protocol here. Before I read your question, dear, we need to know if you're a man or woman, male or female. Well, I think your thumbnail shows you're a man, but I'm not sure. So small. But also want to know your age and where you're tuning in from. Then I'll be more than happy to come back to you right away as soon as I get that information. It's just a protocol that we have to put a little bit of information behind the wordings, and then I'd be more than happy to read your question, of course. And Chinu says, why most of girls having less emotions, or my observation is wrong? No, they don't have less emotions. They also have full of emotions. But as I mentioned, because they've got more of a people interested to pay attention to them, so it's easier for them sometimes to move on. And also, mentality of girls are different. You know, we men, this is not about all girls or all men, it's just about a certain percentage that I'm talking about. We men are kind of carrying that kind of a gene in ourselves to be protectors and to provide and to take care of our women, our family, and you know, provide for them, and so on and so forth. So we have that kind of a feeling, and we're looking for certain things that the woman has to offer. But women, not all of them, a certain portion of them, percentage of them, are looking for provisions, comfort, lifestyle, things. Especially in this day and age, they look for things that they can have, and they consider that because they're a woman, and or maybe they look so pretty, they're entitled to these things. So they can change their mind if they find a better deal somewhere else, because they're conditioned to look for comfort, for lifestyle, for things, and they build their lives based on provisions, and that's how some of them are designed that way, and their attentions and selection process is dominated by that kind of a consideration. But for us, it's different. We don't easily jump ship. We don't easily fly from one branch to another. We tend to protect, provide, stick it out, especially if we have families, children. But again, this is not about all girls, because they're wonderful, amazing, honorable women out there who are wise and beautiful and smart and loyal, and they sacrifice their life and they make wonderful efforts and gracious and so on. But the kind of girls that you're talking about, I think the ones that I was referring to. And Jazwu says, thank you, Mehran. It is a bonus to see you twice a day. Okay, well, listen, before you know it, it'll be 3 times, because tomorrow will come soon, and I think I might have another one tomorrow, unless I just say, no, the heck with it. I did it last night. So we'll see. We'll see when I wake up. And Jakum, I'm still waiting for that. Let's see. Aha. Jakum says, I'm a man. Haha, okay. And he says, I'm 23 years old from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Okay, now we're in business. Let's go back to Joachim or Joachim or Joachim, or I'm butchering it, I'm sorry, but I'm trying. Joachim or Joachim. Help me out here now. All right, let's go to Joachim. I say Joachim, that's what I can figure out. So Joachim says, I just broke up with my girlfriend. It just didn't feel right anymore. She was my first relationship. I love her still. Why? She left you or you left her? But I want new experiences. Problem is, I see her every day. She's heartbroken. Oh, you broke up with her. Yeah, you want to try other girls, and like any other young man in that age, you want hotter girls, you want to hit other hot girls and see how it is. And there's nothing I can say about it, because unless you try a number of girls, you will not be satisfied. That it is a never-ending story. There's always going to be another hot girl somewhere. It is not like if I have this hot girl, then I won't have anyone. If I have this one also, then I will not need any other one. If I just have that one, oh, that one's really hot. If I just have that one, then I'm good. I'm good. It will never happen. You will always want to have another, because there's no shortage of hot girls. They're all over the world, and one more beautiful than the other one. But you have to understand that you don't build relationship with the hot girl, with the hot body of her, with her looks. You cannot build relationships with pretty, on prettiness. You build relationships on consciousness level, on who she is, on what her training, what her conditioning in her consciousness is. What makes her tick, what her psyche is all about, what is her center like. You make a relationship with that. That is what you should focus on. But at this age, it doesn't matter what I say. You would want to try other girls, and go ahead. Go try them. Have a relationship with them and see how it is, and you will see that there is never ending story, that you have a relationship with this one. Now you want to have a relationship with the other one after a while, because you find it, oh, it's not exactly the same. What do you think exactly the same is? Eventually, what is wrong right now is not necessarily her. There may be things that you guys don't, shows you that you don't really fit each other, and things are not exactly right. That's fine. That's between you and her, and your conscious and her conscious. There's, conflicts and divisions because of the differences in the conscious is always there. But it is not necessarily just this. You will be at the age that you may still think, and you've had many different experiences with women and so many different relationships, but you still think, oh, it's not exactly right. that's not necessarily them. At this age, you don't know yourself. You have no idea really what makes you tick. What is it that you're looking for? What brings you confidence? And you think having different hot girls will give you the confidence you're looking for, so you'll feel good about yourself, you'll be happier. That's perhaps why you think something is not exactly right. But that is not the way to get it, is not from relationship and girls. It's about you knowing about yourself, what makes you tick. You don't know that at this age. You're trying to find out because you haven't found that confidence that you're looking for. Why? Because you haven't accomplished anything. The confidence that you're looking for comes with accomplishments in life. What you accomplish in life, what things you achieve, you bring your goals to fruition, your studies, your job, your career, there's certain advancements, certain things that makes you feel, oh, I accomplished this, therefore you feel good about yourself and you feel confident about yourself, and that confidence makes you feel, therefore you won't be looking for that, in a relationship. You will get that feeling of, out of your own lifestyle, your goals, materializing your goals, making things happen in your own life, accomplishing your things, making yourself feel good and better and confident by what you accomplish in life. And then with that know-how about yourself and that confidence that you've achieved through this journey of getting to know yourself and accomplishing certain things, then you go and select a girlfriend, because then you're not looking in that relationship to find yourself and to find confidence for yourself. In the relationship, you're just trying to understand each other, build a life together, share a life, and be compatible and complement each other. That's a different way of looking at the relationship. Right now, no relationship is going to look complete for you because you're looking for something that you shouldn't be looking in the relationship for. You're looking for confidence. You're looking for yourself, how you feel, why you don't feel so wonderful and amazing and confident about yourself or satisfied about yourself, because you haven't accomplished much. It's just the beginning of your youth. When you're 28 years old or 29 or 30 years old, you know enough about yourself. Then you perhaps will not be looking for yourself and confidence in you and to feel good about yourself through a relationship. You would already feel good about yourself outside a relationship. Then you will approach to build and find the right candidate and build a relationship with. So, and he continues, how to make this easier? Well, to recognize that this is the age that you are and this is what you wanted to do. It doesn't matter how wise you might want to be, your hormones and your lack of experience in life is asking and seeking more experience. And that means for you, you translate it into, I gotta break up with her and go look for another girl because my character and my accomplishments is the kind of girlfriend that I have. That's how you think right now. And that's why you think, well, in order for me to feel who I am, I should find another relationship or experience or maybe a hotter girl or whatever. Whatever the reason is, you go for it and do whatever it takes. But eventually you'll get to a stage that you know enough about yourself. You feel the certain things that you wanted to feel about yourself and your experiences. Then you will be ready for one certain girl. But at this time, 23 years old, even if you would have stayed with her, you would have still eventually part from each other at, I don't know how many months later or a year or two later, eventually, because it's at this age, neither one of you have any business to look for a long-term relationship, because both of you eventually would come to the conclusion that I gotta move on and have other experiences because I'm so young and I haven't had much experiences yet. Both of you will. So now it happened this time. So it was going to be inevitable. You just expedited it. That's the way it is for you. So don't feel guilty, but just be nice to her and be considerate, and don't use her now that she's heartbroken and she likes you and you broke up with her Don't just every once in a while have a booty call or just call her up and you want to have sex and all that. Don't do that. You broke up with her, so bugger off and let her be free and get over you. And he says, I'm afraid I will regret my decision, but for the past few months I couldn't take my unhappiness anymore. Well, it's not unhappiness, it's your age that you want to have other girlfriends and see how things are, because you don't know much about yourself and you're trying to get to know yourself by a relationship, through relationships. And for you, different girls means, oh, I've got it, I'm hot, I still got it, yo. That's how you feel, and that's normal. So don't worry about it. You would have broken up with each other anyhow. It's not a consolation, but that's what's gonna be, what would have happened. Maybe she would have cut you off before you know it. So and you say, I have classes with her in university every single day. I'm relieved that the relationship is over, but at the same time I'm terrified of what I have done. No, you haven't done anything. What's the big deal? What would you have felt if she had done that? I'm not saying you did good or you did bad, because I don't know what the situation was, but I do know that at age 23 you have no business for a long-lasting relationship, and if you did, it would have broken up anyhow. There are some people who are together from, I don't know, age 18 and 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, and age 25 they break up 7 years after the relationship, and they just think it's devastation. No, it's not. At that age you had no business staying together for 7 years. So what you did, I don't say if it's good or bad, because I don't know what you guys are all about, your relationship was about, but it is a natural process that it would have happened anyhow, whether you would have done it or not. You would have come to the same conclusion someday, or she would, or who knows. But you just expedite it, and that's okay. You haven't abused her, you haven't been disrespectful to her, you haven't in any way been unkind to her. So then that's all right. This is the level of your understanding of life at this moment, at this time, and this is the decision you've made, and based on that decision you should be okay with it, because at the time you made that decision you believed, according to your knowledge and wisdom and experience, that decision was correct. That's why you did it. If you didn't think it was correct, you wouldn't have done it. So you should have no regret. You made a decision, and that's fine. But just be cordial, polite, respectful to her, kind to her, and don't suddenly turn around and say, oh, she's talking to another guy, so maybe I should go get her, because you have this possessive ways. In men, we usually have that, oh, that's my female, that's my woman, and even though you broke up with her, you don't want her, but you just, as soon as you see she's with somebody else, oh, no, maybe I should go, and then you go there, and again you have the same conflicts and divisions and mentality, and then again break up with her again. So just not a good way. So stick with your decision if you think that is what you wanted to do, and then move on. But be always respectful, nice, cordial, and be there. You're friends, so in the same class, so no big deal. Just make sure don't flirt with other girls in front of her. It's not gentlemanly. It's not nice. If you want to be nice to her, don't make her feel that now she's gonna see you interacting with the other women and she feels bad. Give it time. It says, we dated for a year. I started to look forward more to my alone time than when I was with her. Yeah, okay, that happens. That happens to everyone. By the way, I'm from Brazil and I'm loving your advice. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad that you enjoy it. So I hope that that was helpful to you. Now I move on to Mr. Consistency, which I think that is Rahul. Am I right, Rahul? Am I remembering your name correctly? Male, 27, South Africa. Do you have any rituals you do before bed? And when... None of your business. Yes, I scratch behind my ear a lot. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right. All right. Let's just have some fun a little bit. And let's see. So he says, do you have any rituals you do before bed? And when you wake up, to be so positive at all time. Can only be the tea. It's probably the tea because I don't have any rituals. Usually, of course, for years, I would wake up and do breathing exercise, meditation, breathing meditation. And of course, at night times, it is wonderful to have a short meditation if you want before sleep. But if it's too close to your sleeping time, while you're meditating, you'll fall asleep. So it shouldn't be too close to your sleeping time. It should be somewhere around, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. And do your meditation. So by the time you're sleepy, you just sleep. Or you can go in your bed and do some meditation while you're lying down. That's a different position of meditation, but that's also possible. Now, but tea has a lot to do with it. I think that's my ritual. Excalibur says, Lol Mehran, on Team Airbus, haha. Yes, it's a dumbass move by Boeing. They implemented a system that has priority over the pilot. Yes, I don't know how that works, but I bet you they'll find the solution to it. And I wonder, how could they not have seen it? But apparently I heard on the news that they knew there is a problem with it and they wanted to fix it, but from that idiots shutting down the government, the Boeing, I guess, couldn't have access to whatever it was to fix it. I don't know how it works. All right. And the implemented system aspirates the pilot. Okay, yeah. And the sensors malfunctioned, then the plane nosedived by itself. Yeah, that's very bad. They should have redundancy on not letting that program to click in if other sensors show that it is nosediving while it's supposed to not be nosediving. And maybe they should just make it so that such nosedives or things like that would be only done manually, because it's irregular for any passenger aircraft to do a nosedive. So they should take those functions or features out of the autopilot capabilities, that such maneuverings or aptitude would not be of capabilities of the computer. Attitude, certain attitude would not be within the capability of the computer, and only manual, only a human pilot can do that. So then that would already not be in its program, so it will never know that that's an option, so it would never attempt to it. There we go, we just solved it, didn't we? Boeing, you hear that? Boing, boing. All right, now let's see. Excalibur says, if I had to guess, I'd say your son took an A380 if it's long haul, or A330 if it's medium haul. No, actually I don't remember what it was. I think what it was a different aircraft, which I don't think that's important for me to find it here. I don't want to take up your time too much, but it was a different aircraft, something 200, but it was an Airbus. Okay, now, so let me see what we have here. Rex says, thanks Mehran, I'll be back sometime to listen in again. Okay. Chelsea Sayer says 31 from Arizona. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for that. 31 from Arizona. And Chelsea says, you do seem to have come to similar understanding of the universe as those involved in psychedelic science. Oh, okay. I don't know what psychedelic science is there. I understand this is attainable through many mediums, like meditation. I see. Perhaps I don't understand, perhaps I didn't understand the meaning of the word that you were using, and I hope I did not I see. I guess it is different than what I thought. All right. I see. Well, I guess I was right in my understanding of psychedelic science. I wasn't that far off. All right. So Majid says, hi Mehran, are you live now? Yes, Majid Jan, I am live, and I've been live for the past 2 hours and 6 minutes and 42, 40, 40, 44, 45, 46. It's going on. That means I'm live. How are you, Majid? How have you been? And Majid says, this is awesome. I just woke up. Oh yeah, it must be what? What is it? 8 hours. That's 2 o'clock. That's only 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock Saturday morning. It's pretty much time for me to end it and go sleep. And perhaps we'll have another one tomorrow if that's would be possible for me. Majid says, wow, perfect for Saturday morning. Yes, perfect, but you know, it's been about 2 hours. I'm about to say good night. It's time for me to kind of go and sleep. It's my shift now. Mr. Consistency says, oh, it's talking to Majid. So Muhammad says, Muhammad 29 from the Arab gathering. This land of yours keeps changing its name. And he says, Mehran, do you believe in karma? I like to believe I do. Lots of people wait karma to hit their exes or whom harmed them to revenge. You know, maybe we can elaborate on that. In a way, yes, but it's not like, you know, someone by the name Karma is waiting around and is going around to kick the shit out of the ones who harmed you. I think the idea is the one who actually is engaged in negative activities or behavior or negative influences or negative effects on other people that comes into contact or in exchange of experiences with, and somehow, whether it's business or friendship or relationship, it cheats them or manipulates them or lies or harms them of some kind. That person's energy is not in line with the positive energy of the universe, and therefore naturally by its own energy of negativity will lead itself into punishment, into outcomes that would not be beneficial to that very person. So it's not really necessarily something out there as a karma that is judging all these and says, okay, thou shall be, dissed. It is the evolvement and the movement of the negative energy which will direct and lead that person, instigating and emanating that kind of a negative energy and action, which that negative action comes with negative energy, into more negative situations, which eventually catches up on him. But we do have in martial arts that I trained a long time ago, that when you affect negatively, your action can never be erased. So the action that you make is negative. Its ripple effect is going to affect other things, and eventually whatever action it was, the essence of it, the quality of this action, the ripple effects, it will eventually go around, and around the universe eventually comes back and affect you. And if that was a negative action you made, that ripple effect will eventually come back to the source, which was you, and affect you negatively. So that is why the people who actually do these sort of things eventually going to get caught with the flow of their own shit that they created, their own negative energy bringing harm to other people in one way or another, and that ripple effect will have its clear target would be himself. If you do positive, then the positive will eventually have its ripple effect and come and affect you and your life. If you keep doing negative, that becomes part of your being, and the amount of negative energy that you emanate, and negative effects of the negative activities that you pursue and bring about, will again end up finding you as the source of that, and they're all negative. So you'll be receiving all kinds of negative energies which will affect your quality of life in negativeness, that's what I think karma is. I hope that made sense to you guys. And says, do you believe in it regardless right or wrong way of thinking? Well, I believed it the way I explained. And so now we have Vivi says, hi Mehran. Hello Vivi. Vivi 30 male, California. What are you doing up so late? It's almost 2 o'clock. Well, I'm doing this. What are you doing, Vivi? Surprised to see you, he says, live this late. It's past 12, 30 minutes, 3 a.m. past what? That's 1:30 a.m. Yes, that's right. Yeah, but I thought maybe I just try it, and obviously it was pretty good for many people who could not usually catch up with us, like in India, like Australia, and so on, and Singapore. So it was worth it to see if we could, maybe share some talks and topics and opinions with other people from different time zones. And please don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You haven't clicked on like, please click on like. We're just about to finish our discussions tonight. Melissa Kenny says, female, 42, Metro Vancouver. Oh my goodness, Vancouverite, hometown. What are you doing up so late, Melissa? Just saying hi and enjoying what you do and stand for. Well, my pleasure, and thank you very much, dear, for the kind words. I can always use some more positive energy, especially from my hometown, who nobody knows I exist. I'm more known in Europe, but my own hometown is oblivious to such channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and please share the videos you like on your social media. Help us to become visible. As you all know, the comments that you read on all the videos will tell you that many have received life-changing effects from the contents of these videos and the topics of discussion, and however they all find us accidentally. And so help us to be recognized by sharing the videos you like on the social media. Maybe if you have connections with entities that want to do I don't know, a talk, or invite me for speaking engagements, or they want to do an interview with the work that I do, I would welcome it. As some company, some entity in Australia did that a couple of years ago, elaborate interview with us, and another company out of India picked it up with permission and republished it. So we would welcome all such efforts from you know, sources that could help us to be recognized and be placed on the map. Now, anyhow, thank you, Melissa, for being here, and I guess it's time for all of us Vancouverites to go and sleep, which I will aim to do as soon as I finish all the questions here. Tiger says, male 30 India, thank you for that. The love and care we feel in relationship, is that all fake? The love and care we feel in relationship, is that all fake? How she changed so fast. Her emotions and care for me all vanished. Well, as I mentioned to you, one woman's behavior, or one person's, man or woman's behavior, does not represent all other women in the world or all other men in the world. Everybody is different depending how their consciousness is put together, and those differences helps them or makes them to react or act in different ways in life, and that could affect you negatively or positively. But that doesn't mean that every woman is like that, or every love that you have is like that, or everyone is fake or not. And I don't think this one was fake either. But at the time that you guys were lovey-dovey, she probably meant it. But the fact is, people change. And you guys don't seem to understand that people change. Women change, men change. The consciousness is constantly being modified, and it's dynamic. It bounces back the events of life differently at different times according to its changes, the changes it goes through while it's being evolved, and we're always being evolved. So those changes could cause a woman or a man make some choices that you would definitely find it disadvantageous to you. And that doesn't mean that all women are going to be thinking like that, or men are going to be thinking like that, because there's so many wonderful women out in this world, wise, wonderful, beautiful, loyal, helpful. You know, they sacrifice their life, they make so much effort to make the life of their families wonderful, and there's so many men who are doing amazing things and being good role models for the, you know, for their children and for the other people in their community and society. So you cannot just say, just because your relationship with this particular woman didn't go well, that means she was faking her emotions, or everybody else love is really not of value and it's all fake and pretend. No, it's not. But the fact is, you got to understand, what you call love may not have ever been love. Definitely not at the beginning, because to love someone, you got to know someone. How do you know that someone? You can't know that someone because of her beautiful body or the high heels she's wearing or whatnot. That's lust. That's how a heterosexual male is programmed to react to that beauty, to that female. That's engraved in his genes. But that is not who she is. What you see of her is not. There's a lot more to a woman than her beauty or her physical attributes. So in order to love her, you got to know her. And how do you know her? By understanding what her consciousness is all about. The content of her consciousness, her conditionings. And through interaction in daily life, in real life, and see her how she negotiates life, how she interacts with yourself, with others, with events of life as they come about. And then you get to know each other better. You know each other, the real each other, not your avatar or physical attributes. Or, you know, how she looks like, or what she has, what education she has, or what kind of money she has, or what you have, what kind of car you have, what kind of money you have, what kind of job you have. These are, you know, these are not who she is or who the guy is. once you guys spend enough time and learn about who you are, then you can begin to see if you can actually love each other. Until then, it's just infatuation, lust, and how you're programming your hormones. Or if you're heterosexual, male or female, then that's the kind of a attraction you have toward each other. But that is not how you can judge the character of others just because of a relationship that you had. So you cannot sum up the experience of life in one relationship or one woman or whatever your relationship is, one experience. There's a lot more to it. So move on. It didn't work out, move on. Stop thinking that she was all that. Well, if it broke up, that means neither one of you were all that for each other, but both of you could still be wonderful. So just move on. Move on. Respect herself, her and wish her well, and respect yourself and move on, and wish yourself well as well. And Mr. Consistent says Rohan. Aha, see, I did remember then. And Majid says it's 9 a.m. Oh yes, well, it's actually now about what, 10:20 by the time I got to your question. Melissa Kenny says lol, and I don't know why she says that, but whatever it is, I'm sure she had a reason for it, because by the time I get to your answers, guys, it's probably half an hour later. Tony Daniels says male 45, New Zealand. Ah, see, now we're reaching New Zealand. Oh, I'm so sorry for what happened today, Tony, in New Zealand. And he says, I love your work, helped me a lot. Thanks, you're quite welcome, Tony, and I appreciate you being here. And be good to yourself and be well. Joe says, hello, Marku. I don't know who Marku is, but hello. If you guys haven't subscribed, please click on subscribe and subscribe. If you haven't liked the videos, please do like the video and like the videos that you like. And if you don't like the video or this live talk, do not click on not like. Just move on. Melissa says lol, laugh out loud. Yeah, I know what lol means, Melissa. I just don't know what it is that I said that you're laughing to. But who cares? I mean, laughing is good. Tony says thank you for the kind words. You're quite welcome, Tony. Yeah, we all feel for you guys in New Zealand. The crazy people are all over the world these days, especially these racist idiots who have been empowered by the idiot down south of our country, that president there. So I hope that the world come to its senses and everybody understands that we must be friendly, respect and love each other. After all, we're all human beings. The rest of it is bullshit. Now, I think I've finished all the questions here. I thank you very much for your time and giving me time to share some opinions with you. And at this time of night, I'm glad that we had this time. You guys were available that we could share this experience. And it seems to be not a bad timing. Sometimes maybe I'll do it late at night and reach some people that I usually don't reach, and they don't have the right time zone to synchronize with ours here in Vancouver. So I love you all. Thank you very much again. In the meantime, I look forward to talk to you again soon. But in the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. And hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow if I don't oversleep. Bye for now.